as you look around the gallery, the sense of this being a show about London, but that bit of London that's just 2-3 metres beneath our feet and therefore invisible to us.
So what we think these kind of collection of skeletons can tell us is not just the individual stories that each one has to tell, but sort of a more overall history of London and the people that populated it. This is a gentleman named William Wood, and we can identify him because he was found with his lead coffin plate still intact.
But he's one of my favourites as well. I love William Wood. Well, I can just sort of have a picture of him because he has this lovely disease called dish, which you normally find in older males. You can usually be quite rotund and portly, and he's got no teeth. I imagine this rather lovely rounded gentleman, and I don't know, in my head I sort of have him as being quite a jolly figure. What's really interesting is William lived in Chelsea, and Chelsea during this time period in the 18th, 19th century was rural, so it was nice and green, open spaces, and it was known as the village of palaces, and people from proper city of London used to come out to Chelsea almost sort of like a holiday area. When you start going into more the city in central London, you've got a change of environment, you've got much more close contact of buildings, it's not so clean, there's much more poverty, so it's a very different area. And so the skeletons over there from Crossbones and Southwark, they all, when we look at the demography and the ages that they died, they were dying much younger. So we have ones that have got really high infant mortality, and if we have adults, they aren't very old. Whereas in Chelsea, particularly the 26 named individuals, they were all over 50 years old, and many were 70s and 80s.
Nicholas Adams. His hair probably was retained due to the protective environment of the lead coffin he was buried in. And this skeleton here shows evidence of how the activities of those above ground can affect the remains of those buried underneath. You'll see that she's quite normal up to her neck, but in the cervical vertebrae, so the neck and the skull and the teeth have been stained green by copper deposits in the ground. So she's been mineralised by the copper present in the ground in which she was buried. See this network of zigzag lines here is evidence of a healed but extremely strong sharp force trauma, so she may have been attacked or been involved in an accident that caused this damage to occur on the skull. It didn't kill her though, she survived and these healed nicely.